Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our fourth of 6 matches on the day. It's Empire vs Fnatic. Huge match for Fnatic. For Empire, not so important. They are the first team to qualify from the European division out of 4 total who will secure berths to the LAN finals. DK, IG, MVP Phoenix, EG already guaranteed to attend. So, with that being said, Bet and Empire so far have been the best performing team in Starladder. First team into the playoffs. And
are they definitely going to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're already guaranteed.
11-1?
12-1.
12-1? Okay. I was like 11-1.
They can't not finish top 4.
So do they go new stuff? Do they try super hard to get in shape for Fnatic? There's always a question as to what a team's mentality is going on once they secured an important berth.
They can experiment a bit, I feel, but Empire's just one of those teams that has a pretty deep hero pool across the board, whether it's Resolution, who can play all kinds of solo mids, use Invoker, Storm Spirit, Bat Rider. He can even go to the offlane if he needs to. Silent can pretty much play anything under the sun, from Doom to Luna, Gyrocopter, all kinds of heroes in between as well. So, and their supports are quite versatile. So, Empire team who I feel kind of already are experimenting to begin with. But
they will first pick the Invoker over the Ember Spirit. I think a lot of teams value Ember Spirit a little bit higher, but Honey's Ember Spirit the other day, I was not terribly impressed, but he did get dual lane for most of the time, so I need a larger sample size to evaluate Honey's.
He's also up against Doom, and sure, yeah. Ember's very strong, but Doom can just completely trash the hero as well. So.
Ember was like really popular once he first got released, then kind of fell off, sometimes ignored. Now he's like back up to first pick material. Yep. Well, I think it is very smart for Empire to ban out Wisp against Fnatic. They're probably the only team that I know of in the Western scene that still utilizes Wisp almost always when it's still available, and they play it really well.
Yeah, Tiny Wisp for Fnatic is just that go-to strategy when they need big wins. It seems like whenever they need a big win, at least half the time they're getting it with Tiny Wisp. So, won't be available to them. They go Ancient Apparition Ember, but we'll just have to see what the rest of their draft looks like. They're a bit light on proper lockdown, crowd control. Some good damage output already from these two, but there's not much just setup for it. Well, there's some setup.
Does Chilling Touch work with Sleight of Fist?
I'm not sure. I think so.
I don't know either. That'd be awesome.
I guess you'd use it all up very quickly, right?
Yeah. But if you
awesome.
if you had heroes, it's awesome. You can do like 300 damage.
I mean, the way that Sleight of Fist works is it's all normal auto attack. So all your like other buff placers work, things like Maelstrom work,
so
crits work. They can be evaded. So I would assume it works as well. But
cool.
I don't know 100%.
5 seconds
remaining. It used to be I think in Dota 1 you couldn't evade attacks if the hero that was attacking you was invulnerable. But I think that's changed in Dota 2. Like if you're Windrunner and you get Omni Slash and you're Windrunning, you will still hit. But I think
Omni Slash is special though.
Well, Omni Slash is special, but there were no other invulnerables while you're attacking in Dota. So
yeah, that's true. Maybe it got recoded in Dota 1 as well. Who knows?
But you can definitely evade now. Well, we will see. Centaur, pretty good. Also a lot of damage. So Fnatic just has a ton of damage, but can they actually get it off in team fights and skirmishes? That is a question. Trixie plays a pretty good Centaur.
Yeah, it's one of the harder to kill offlaners, I guess. Just very tanky, annoying to harass. Visage, a lot of magical burst damage here. Empire will still need that secondary support who can just set up the Visage initiation. But it looks to be now a Doom Visage in the safe lane. Invoker solo mid. They'll still need their offlaner here. Some teams do run the offlane Doom, but it's just not something we see very often as of late.
Yeah, especially on Dire side, like almost no chance that Doom will be offlane. Radiant side is much more common.
Yeah, and you've got that big camp nearby to like maybe eat a creep and be off to a good start. Tree. Fnatic are gonna go with the trend here, and now the Tree Ember combo.
Is Tree that good versus Doom though? I guess it's not that bad. I've been underestimating Tree a lot recently.
Yeah, if you say the Tree's not going to be good this game, I'm probably just going to assume he will be, based on your recent track record.
I don't know if he's good versus Doom or not. I've actually never seen it in action. I mean, you still can't... Ember, he can't do anything for Doom, though. You're not going to right-click people. That's the thing. Like, if Luna or something gets doomed, like, yeah, sure, you can still right-click and do a fair amount. But Ember, he's so spell-dependent that silences just completely nullify his damage output.
The one issue for Fnatic is their supports are like the least threatening pair you'll ever see in the laning stage. They're just not going to do anything. So Empire can see that and get super greedy if they want. They'll go Darkseer. But I feel like with this last pick, they can still be very greedy if they want. The other option is just to go aggressive early on.
Well, technically they can just do Jungle Doom and have another carry, but that's about as greedy as it gets.
Mm-hmm. But what is Fnatic going to do to punish that? I guess they can just look to farm and trade.
They can aggro try with
Tree and Ancient.
Tree in the safe lane versus Darkseer. That would be terrible. So they don't really have an option.
Yeah. Centaur's not going to have a good time versus Darkseer either.
Tree and tri lanes are not that bad. It's possible with Tree and AA.
Yeah, it's just it's a lane that has no stuns, no real ability to proc a cold feet.
It depends on who their carry is.
Yeah, if they went for like a
they don't even need a
maybe
carry.
a Luna would be okay in that tri lane.
They don't even have they could do
They could run dual lanes.
Yeah.
Tree +1, Ancient Apparition +1, but
it's not the greatest versus Darkseer though, because AA isn't going to be able to do anything versus a Darkseer, so you might as well just run a solo lane.
That's actually the other issue, is these two supports can't do anything to Darkseer. But with Fnatic, this draft is it's less about winning the lanes, and it's much more about when they get to the mid game, they have insane damage from their first 3 picks, great lockdown from the Centaur and Tree, and basically just an overwhelming amount of AoE damage.
Empire potentially can too. Vacuum Wall into Invoker, whatever he may go, EMP, Tornado, or even just Tornado setup for the Vacuum Wall, and then Meteor Blast too is also huge. So Fnatic...
Tinker.
Wow.
This is such an inactive laning stage for them.
Is it a safe lane Ember or safe lane Tinker? I assume safe lane Tinker, but...
Ember's a decent against Darkseer, I guess, with the backup. At least he has a lockdown spell.
Yeah, but he's not going to be able to farm at all.
Yeah.
Because those two supports can't zone him out.
The Darkseer feels like it'll be a big problem for Fnatic this game. In general. Like, that doesn't seem like they'll have any ability to just slow down his farm. Which means Empire could walk in the mid game with a really fast mech. Maybe a pretty quick pipe on top of that. And that negates a large chunk of Fnatic's damage, if that's how things shake out.
Looking at the graphs, we have a lot of disable and team fight for Empire. A lot of gank, team fight, some counter push for Fnatic. That's about right.
Neither team has tons of late game, but they're both pretty decent. Fnatic a bit more.
Yeah.
Which the graph does reflect. But we saw just in our Navi match earlier the power of the ultra late game Invoker. 6 slotted with Boots of Travel buyback. It's like fighting like 3 extra heroes in some ways. He's just got like, you know, a spell every few seconds. You've got your Necro book, your reliable lockdown with the Hex, the Force Death Initiation. Can scout everywhere with the Ghost Walk. Super annoying to play.
Who has the better 5-man? That's the one I'm not really sure. I think Fnatic's heroes are better in 5-man, but Empire should get the better 5-man items first. Like, I expect them to have the first mech this game. Pipe, if they want to go for it, would be relatively quick. But in terms of abilities, every single hero on Fnatic is great in team fights, and heroes like Rubik can be, Visage can be, but not really guaranteed to be. Have you seen Hani's Steam profile pic? You should check it out.
Ah, should I?
View Steam profile pic. Inappropriate.
Well,
inappropriate, Hani.
We're just gonna pretend we never saw that.
I had to bring that up. I saw that. I was like,
that's your duty.
I couldn't
your
even
duty
see
as
it.
a caster.
Anyways, so I haven't checked the odds before this game. I would say Empire definite favorites though. Fnatic, they've been pretty. The last 2 games I saw it was like they could have easily GG'd out in like 15 minutes in the second game, and the first game was like
you're saying?
Fnatic, yeah, could have GG'd out. So combined game time in 2 games would probably be like 25 minutes, and they were just getting rolled. So Empire should be at 2 to 1-ish favorites, maybe a little bit more. I can check odds.
Yeah, I can't alt tab. So let's see what Dota 2 on just to say 66 Empire.
That's about right.
On the money. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
If Fnatic got Tiny Wisp, I'd probably bump it up to like 45, 50.
Yeah.
But
Empire's also they've lost a few games recently, which you can't really say the same about them for the months of March. So,
to be fair, EG is really hot. So they lost 2-0 to EG. They also lost the Cloud9 series. I didn't actually get to watch that, so I don't know how it went down. But then the D2CL semifinals. That was the other big match. But outside of that, they've looked pretty good.
yeah, they beat Empire or they beat Cloud9 pretty convincingly in Starladder. That was a few weeks ago though. So not really sure what we're waiting for. Silent has not yet picked his hero.
Apparently everyone's not a fan of Terrorblade.
Terrorblade?
I like Terrorblade.
They were talking about it in the lobby chat.
Let's see. What did they have to say here?
It says, how long until penetration? They are in a pug against TB. Vanscore says TB will win.
We have in-game sound.
Fucking Terrorblade.
Like you mean the game audio or our microphones? Yeah, we have. Well, do you have it unmuted on the computer? Yeah, if you hear it, then it's really just people being drunk in chat. Twitch chat, go home, you're drunk. If you hear it, it should be coming up on the stream, but maybe it just needs to be bumped a tiny bit in terms of volume. Either way, guys, it's time for our fourth of 6 matches on the day. Empire versus Fnatic. Empire on the dire side, Fnatic on the radio. Empire already punched their ticket to the LAN finals in Kiev. Fnatic still trying to secure their own. They went to the last LAN finals. Let's see if they can make it back again. On the dire side, you've got Silent handling the Doombringer for Team Empire. Always want to fly your Visage. Vankscore playing that support Rubik. Mag, the solid, stable, off-lane Darkseer. And that leaves Resolution, your flashy solo mid-invoker. Early no talisman for him, so looking forward to an Exhort Invoker.
Yeah, Exhort.
Yeah, boy.
That's a pretty unusual build. I guess not for Exhort, but
the other build that some players like to go for is the fairly early Bassi, but normally you don't get it as your first item.
Yeah, that's the Honey build.
Yeah. Well, on the side of Team Fnatic, we've got Era playing the Centaur with boots. Is this a troll? Oh, they're actually running Trixie Ember Spirit safe lane. Do you want to double check their profiles and make sure that, I guess they're just switching up their roles here. Centaur going to the off lane.
Maybe Era can't play Ember.
Maybe.
Ember's not terribly easy.
Hani handle your solo mid Tinker, no tail on your Treant in the jungle, in the woods, and Trixie already missing the creep block bottom lane is the Ember Spirit. And Fly will be playing your Ancient Apparition.
I'm surprised that Era wants with boots first. Usually you just get Stout.
Stout, and yeah, just trade.
Yeah, especially versus Rubik and Visage. Rubik, no damage output early. Visage, not the greatest right-click potential.
They do not want to let these Ancients spawn. They're going to look to block them. Wait, what? I thought he was going to block them, but... He just, like, had his... Oh, bottom lane. Might be our first blood. No, just harassment on Mag. For some reason, they let them spawn, and then he dropped a sentry. And he had illusions just sitting right here. Maybe a miss micro.
That seems most likely.
So that's good, though, for Fnatic. Get the sentry down early. Don't let them farm the Ancients, and... or for Empire. Not good for Fnatic. And there's early sentries up on Fly and No-Tail, but they'll have to bring No-Tail all the way over. Looks like they want to try and deward it in time for the 2-minute spawn and stack. They'll stop off mid for a bit. Maybe a little harassment on Resolution, but...
The big bad tree and Protector! Run away!
The trees are on the move. The Ents are on the move.
And No-Tail, I guess, helping Hani out in the middle, CSing.
Yeah.
He should be creep pooling. If not the Ancients, then another camp.
Well, I think he's planning after this lane to after this wave to just go deward the Ancients. Because they do have an Observer Ward here. They definitely saw heroes running up the...
Yeah, he sentryed it from over here, though. I don't think they'll know.
Yeah, I guess they haven't tried to stack yet is the other issue.
It's a really difficult ward to despawn, too. Like, if you place it over here, you're very likely to block the spawn yourself. So, maybe not worth it. They're definitely not going to waste an Observer Ward right there, though. Like, at least not to block.
Well, yeah, obviously not. So, I guess for now, No-Tail's just going to stack the safer camps. Still good for the Tinker to farm. The big camp will be there, and... All things considered, Doom farming well, Ember farming well. Your offlane Centaur, is he getting his levels up? He's already level 2. Mag has just gone woods. A little bit behind, but can get ahead here with just some efficient Ion Shell farming in the woods. Meanwhile, double damage ring for Vankscore. So overall, pretty passive laning stage, and I think Fnatic will be fairly happy that the Darkseer is actually off the lane.
Yes, very much so. It would interfere with Trixie a little bit. Looks like he is going the Flame Guard build.
I think he was expecting the lane against the Darkseer, wanted it to help deal with the Ion Shell, but it's not actually there.
Yeah, only 200 magic damage though. That's not very long versus Ion Shell.
The thing for Fnatic, I guess, is they don't really want to fight early. They just want to get their boots of travel up on Hani, get their levels up on their supports, and as long as Empire are just content to sit back and farm, then Fnatic aren't forced into the awkward position of having to fight for a lineup that just doesn't do much early. Like, none of these heroes do much until they get their levels and items. So, they'll just farm. Early phase boots for Silent. Not rushing the Midas, but doesn't mean you won't go back for it. Can also use this just to look to bully Era a bit out of lane. Has already eaten a Centaur, so has the War Stomp, has access to a potentially early gank. They still have not tried to stack these Ancients yet.
Yeah. I'm watching Mag jungle a little bit. He's doing very well in the jungle, though. Almost level 4. Less than 4 minutes in, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, and he started bottom as well. If this is the ultimate result, that he forces Trixie into the Flame Guard build just for showing himself for a wave or two, I think that's kind of worth it.
Yeah. I would say so, too.
Well, top lane. Now, just the lift on Era, but that's going to be it. He'll try for his first stack now, and Notel will see that it's... We'll see that it's blocked, but... Well, it's about to be unblocked.
Yeah, this one's clear. They have a ward there. It's so far out that you're like, well... I mean, if he wastes a sentry, though, it's somewhat questionable. Well...
Hani not having fun here mid-resolution. Is he going to invoke Sunstrike? No. Notel bullies him off. And Hani will simply bottle up, so Double Edge being casually thrown out by Era, who already has his Tranquil Boots up. Doing pretty well in the offlane, I have to say. Not his go-to role at all. Fnatic, one of those teams that have very static roles generally. But
yeah, I've never seen him in the offlane. Well, Era...
Right as I say that, he starts to get a lot of harassment.
Yeah, it's just a Doombringer, though. Doombringer, especially with War Stomp, not really able to aid from that far away. Especially Scorch Earth on cooldown.
And there's also this Living Armor just to be a nuisance. Oh, Night Score might even be our first blood, potentially. Arrow dropping the double edge, needs one more right-click, gets the solo kill in the offlane. The anti-Trixie. Trixie normally giving up those first bloods, it feels, as of late, but Arrow making the plays. My man.
Nice play indeed. Rubik did have boots, but just getting caught out there. Looks like Hani is Bottle Crow. Looks like he will go for the early soul ring even before the boots. That's a little unusual.
Yeah.
They know that flies there.
I guess he's just not worried about getting ganked, but maybe he should be.
I think he should be a little bit. He was like not terribly close to dying with 2 Invoker, but +1 should be somewhat easy for him to fall.
Well, for the time being, Trixie farming, still leveling up the Flame Guard, and with the Darkseer's reemergence in the bottom lane. Oh, they've caught him though, mid-surge. This could be a kill. He still surge, just has the level 2 surge, but Trixie keeps on running, diving the tower for this kill, and will secure it with the Living Armor. Well done for Fnatic. Finding a kill in their offlane, and then killing the enemy offlane. They are rolling so far.
Doing very well. Indeed. Hani still 300 gold. It's going to be a while until it's a boost of travel, especially with the Ancients not being stacked. And checking Era's Blink Dagger. Those are the 2 main items that they need to put out a lot of pressure on Empire. Empire, they kind of need a mech. Mags is going to be...
Notel got cliffed.
Oh no.
Does he have... No tangos, I guess.
And no one can knock down trees either. Uh-oh. Are they going to actually try and kill him? No.
It's like such a big investment to go and kill him. You could just be getting your levels in the jungle and laughing maniacally at him.
Well,
here comes his tango.
It's only 1 though. I think you need more than 1 to cut down a tree.
Yeah, you have to eat.
You have to eat 2.
These 2?
This one plus this one, I think. This one's not enough. Anyways, so he'll just TP out. There's a lot of stacks too. Look at this big old stack for the Flame Guard Ember Spirit.
And the smaller stack as well. Well, actually, it's a triple. He's going to look to make it a quadruple here, Hani will, and I think he gets it.
Yep.
That's who needs Ancients? Waste all your wards there, and we'll just go farm the jungle instead. Meanwhile, Era's still doing great top lane. Now has his ultimate.
Look at Mag.
Diving deep. Wants to gank the Tinker.
Yeah, I guess he kind of expects Tinker to come up there. Oh, he's going for the Ancient.
Oh, this could be such a huge play by Mag. Oh, is he going to find him? Yes, he will. Ion Shell's here. He could at least steal 2 of these big creeps. potentially. Drops the Ion Shell, and he will get one.
He gets experience, though. This is so risky. He does have a TP.
TP?
If he had been there a little bit earlier, if he had at least experience, it would have been worth it. Or if he had set up this cliff. But it's nice heads-up play by him, though.
Yeah, I like the effort, and if he had found Tricks or Hani a bit lower, potentially he actually goes for the kill. But in that case, not going to go for it. Centauro gets dropped. Era looking for another kill top. He'll find it, too. Era is just beasting in the off lane.
What a player. Tree armor definitely helps.
Yeah. But I do like this aggressive stance from him. Not afraid to just force the issue. Create some space.
He's level 8.
Yeah. He's gotten multiple kills. He died once, but...
Getting way more than a little out of this off lane.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Way more than a little. How much is way more than a little?
It depends.
I think it's just
depends on your definition of a little. It could be medium amounts.
Okay.
In this game.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot.
So, Fnatic do have a big Ember now, and Trixie is rushing Battle Fury. I'm looking forward to a 5-6 slotted Ember. Hopefully it comes to that. Whether they win or lose, I just want to see those big crits.
I haven't seen that in a long time. It usually ends with like 2 items.
Haven't seen safe lane Ember in a long time, to be honest.
True. Invoker, I guess he's going Midas. Does he have his recipe? Yes, he does. So not bad timing at all. 9 minutes with Boots and Bassi and a Midas. And a Null. How does CS war in mid? 48 on him, 54 on Tinker. A lot of those neutrals, though.
Yeah, and that's why we do see the Invoker slightly ahead in terms of net worth, but not a big difference in Hani. They'll just give the lane up now. So Fnatic, sure, maybe their Tinker slightly slowed down, but the main thing is their team can make good use of the woods. They're giving the levels to supports who need it. Ancient Apparition ult coming soon. And for Empire, with a Midas on Invoker, Doom going for a Midas, don't expect to see them do anything for some time. Both teams will just be farming. Maybe we see a gank with the Doom ult, but
I think this favors Fnatic, though. They have better farming tools with Tinker BOT, and I think they have slightly better late game. I think a 6-slotted Tinker is much scarier than a 6-slotted Invoker.
Yeah, there's heroes like Doom who could completely shut them down in theory, but if they don't get off the Doom at the right time, then the fight just falls apart. But they will move the Doom out now. Silence on the prowl. Hunting the Ember bottom. They want to shut him down early. Perseverance is up, and he's going to walk right into the... But Trixie, Remnant's out. Oh, he doesn't get it off in time. Meanwhile, Ancient Apparition gets deployed. They bring down one. And Silence forced back. He got off the Flame Guard and just not really taking damage.
Yeah, and he stampeded out to safety, too. So that's actually something... Oh, no tail.
Oh, Resolution. Just caught the tail end, but Cold Snap into a Sunstrike. Solo kills, no tail. A tanky tree, not tanky enough.
Yeah, he used living armor on the Ember.
But yeah, I guess it has not been changed. The Ember Shield, if you get it off before you get Doom, does apparently block the damage.
I don't know why it doesn't get purged off, though.
Yeah, like Gyrocopter Flat Cannon just gets removed when you get Doom. Most other buffs do, but not the Ember Shield for some reason.
Ember OP, man.
It does make him quite strong against Doombringer, in theory. Like, stronger than other carries, anyway.
Yeah, they have so many things to back them up, though, with Tree Armor, Overgrowth potentially to counter-initiate, as well as the Stampede to get them to safety. It's all pretty good, because they don't really have that much lockdown. All they really have is, like, Cold Snap and Telekinesis, I suppose. That's it.
Wow, look at Fnatic. All their core items are going to be out in a timely fashion. Your Blink Dagger's not ready for the Centaur, just has to go buy it. No Tail almost has his level 6. The Boots of Travel up on Tinker. And Trixie is well on his way to Battle Fury. In fact... Oh, Claymore out. Just needs the broadsword, so very close. This should be like a 13, 14-minute Battle Fury, and this is trouble for Empire. Sure, they've gone double Midas, but do they really want to take it late against Fnatic? I wouldn't be comfortable with that at all.
Coming out on top. Looks like they may initiate on him. He does have a Blink Dagger.
It's going to connect, but the arrow just goes deep for this one. Pops the ultimate, jumps right on, but Vangscore gets up the lift, throws him back the other way. Oh, great reactions from Vangscore. Still, though, arrow's hunting him. He's got a double edge available soon. He really wants to hit the stomp as well. He just starts with a double edge. It's not enough sticking up, but the Invoker teleport turns it around. Vangscore. Man, those reflexes. This guy.
Yeah, nice play by him. Era didn't actually lay on top of him for the Stampede either. If he had get that slow, maybe
if he got the slow, he would have gotten the stomp.
Yeah. Still, nicely played. He was like hiding in the trees over here, and Vangscore was like on the top edge, almost dodging the AA ult too.
Necrobook will be the next choice for Resolution as he starts applying pressure top lane. And the TP comes in from the Tinker. Already boots the treble out. Soul Rain out. Bottle out. So at this point, Hani, he's caught up nicely. Sure, the Ancients got warded a bit early on, but he's actually a lead farmer. He's ahead of 2 Midas heroes, including a Doom with the Midas. That's impressive. Oh, Resolution. Resolution! Not respecting the Centaur, it looks like. Although, drops the Ice Wall. May yet live. There's a Blink Dagger cooling down, but I don't think he'll get in range. Oh, maybe he will. That Tranquil Move Speed will kick in 5 seconds. How far will he go? That range.
That range. That A-ult narrowly missed too, so he should be dead by rights.
Oh, always want to fly. It could be next unless Era is just going from lane to lane, killing everyone. Stops there. Double Edge will follow up, and it's another kill. Era, maybe he needs to stay in the off lane. 4 and 2. My goodness. This guy just activated Beast Mode.
Yeah, he's a good fighter carry.
And the nice thing is Trixie just gets to farm, so when he goes to play aggressive later, he's actually got the items to live through it.
And he gets a familiar.
This guy, space created. He's level 11 in the offlane against a tri-lane. Granted, it's a Doom tri-lane, not the strongest, but... Oh, HF Snow comes in. There's a Centaur ult available. He's gonna pop it, jumps right on Silent. Era just keeps on setting up kills. Left, right, and center. Someone stop this man. Stop this horse beast, whatever it is. Someone stop him, please. Empire just getting rolled. Maybe we underestimated Fnatic.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's safe to say they've stepped their game up since the last time we saw them.
Like a week ago, I would say Fnatic's like worse than I've seen them in a while, and a couple weeks ago, Empire was at the strongest I've seen them in a while. Looks like they both normalized back to...
Yeah, they've come back to the center.
Yeah.
Well, look at Fnatic. Just every hero getting their core items out. Trixie with the Battle Fury, Tinker free farming, sitting on Blink Dagger already, and level 11 as well.
Tree Armor's so good with Double Edge, though. It prevents that a lot of that damage.
Yeah, that's true.
It's pretty cool.
Dire's bottom tower
And he just becomes very... All these heroes become very hard to kill. The Tree and Ancient Apparition are very inactive, but Empire just did nothing to punish that. They didn't get aggressive, they didn't go for early smoke ganks. All they did was place the 1 Sentry Ward here, and otherwise they just said, we'll trade farm with you, but...
They're smoke bottom. They're looking for him to jump. He jumped on the Remnant. Oh my goodness. They were right on top of him, smoked.
Are they still the Remnants? Fangscore's going to use it to chase. But Trixie still alive for now. Another Remnant. One more right click. Secures the kill.
Wow, fell right into that. He also had a Remnant over here. So I don't know which one he clicked on. I mean, I assume he clicked on this, but on the minimap, you don't know. He pinged on it. He's like, that's what I meant to do, guys.
No, but it's the last one you always go to, right?
No. It's the one you choose to. Yeah. It's the one you choose to.
Oh, the targeted Remnant will be right at last. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it defaults to the most recently placed one.
I have no... you have to target it. Anyways... So, Empire did not end the most terrible of shapes because Resolution is still really, really farmed. He already has Necro 1. His Midas is off cooldown. We haven't seen pretty much any of Tinker. He's 1,000 net worth ahead of Doom and the Invoker. Doom also has a Midas. Looks like he's going for a Shadow Blade to get those easy setups.
Yeah, but even once he gets the Shadow Blade, there's a lot of heroes to shut down at this point. Maybe not the Centaur, but the Tinker and the Ember both have to be addressed, and they can't kill them both with just the Shadow Blade Doom. Now the Blink It initiation, Fangscore will Remnant away. Well, that's a cheeky little spell to have. You want HF Apparition comes through top, Resolution, trying to push the tower, and out comes the Treant Protector. Oh, Cold Snap's there, Resolution, he's got a Sunstrike available, he doesn't even need it, but will get stomped. Era's here to clean things up. The Familiars, oh, is it enough though? Era maybe feeling a little bit overconfident. Resolution Ghost Walks. Or retreat, they've got a Soul Assumption. Is it enough damage? It's not! Yes it is! The Familiar, or the last right click from the Forward Spear gets the kill, and it's a 2-0. Suddenly, Hani jumps in. It's feed time for Fnatic as 3 heroes jump in and die.
Hello there. Wow, that blink was so overzealous. My goodness. He did almost get the kill on Doom, to be fair, but now he's closing in on his Midas. So things have pretty much evened back out, I say.
Yeah, it was looking really good for Fnatic, and then that happened. And now, as you can see from the teamfight recap, the graphs as well, it has gone right back the other way.
Trixie does have his first Battle Fury, yep. Wonder if he's gonna get a Link Dance. Probably not. I assume just straight deeps. We haven't seen much of Mag either.
The thing is, they don't have much to protect. I guess there's the Centaur ult. That's That's about it.
Mag missed the vacuum into the wall, and Ember Spirit will get the tower.
Also Remnants into the trees, but does stick around bottom for now. Fangscore has the Remnants of his own. Blink in though, stop initiation is there from Era, and the follow-up comes from Trixie. Zips right back into the fight, gets off the Flame Guard. Fangscore just stealing so many good spells, but too much nuke damage. Will catch him out. They miss.
Oh, wow.
The opportunity to get resolution here. Nope, Rocket. It's enough.
If you slide a fist while stampeded, you stampede the people. How ridiculous is that?
That's pretty good.
I just saw that on Invoker. I was like, what the heck? That's ridiculous.
All of a sudden it goes right back the other way. I feel like we just saw this the opposite of this teamfight recap. But, well, back Fnatic's direction, I suppose. But the Shadowblade Doom's on the move now. He's waiting for his ultimate. It's got 10 seconds to go. And he's taking a ton of damage for the March. Oh, just slightly unfortunate timing there.
Tinker went for the Dagon build. Dagon's nice. They have pretty squishy heroes, although they do have null field.
Oh, bottom lane, Trixie. He's committing fully for this one. Mike's now trying to bait him in a little bit further, but Trixie wisely will retreat. Realizes staying any further would be a bit dangerous, but in comes the Apparition ult Mag. Is he going to see it coming? He will.
I don't even think that kills him. He's only level 9.
Meanwhile, No Tail top lane caught up by the Soul Assumption. The Meteor gets thrown down as well, but they don't have detection. Will he burn down? He's burning. He's burning. He's not dead. Familiars are hunting, though. No, he'll TP out. Meanwhile, Era, silence here, gets the Doom ult, but not before the Centaur ult. Now the double rockets come through. Well, Era, not many places to go at that stage. Can't escape in the end.
Resolution Invoker, too strong.
Necro 2 up. He's just been finding a lot of solo kills as well. 2 solo kills prior to that, and this one has some help. Remnant in, catching out Mag, and they will connect with the Sleight of Fist Searing Chains combo. Mag dropping low, he will fall to Trixie. Another big kill. Fnatic are doing just a great job of sniping. Every time Ancient Apparition's ult is up, they go with a Centaur, they go with the Ember, and it's almost a guaranteed kill.
Yeah, the supports just have to fear for their lives at any time. Scared of the Centaur, scared of the Ember Spear. Those two heroes are so good at picking off lone supports, but they will finally get a tower, even through tree armor.
You know what I can't believe is how poor Mag is. Mag is 0-4, 20 minutes in, doesn't have his mech. If he had just stayed woods, like, he would have had mech by 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. He thought he was strong enough to come to lane, and then he had that pretty close death.
And it's just kind of been all downhill for him, and now you do wonder, where do Empire go from here?
Just try and take good fights with resolution. If Tinker tries to push, or Ember tries to push alone with whatever skills they may have, you just doom them up with Shadow Blade. So, Fnatic, they can't outfarm Empire too heavily, especially with the double Midas advantage going to Empire. So, although Fnatic has better late game, Empire has better farming tools, and they have better like farm around the map spells, skills. The Doom, man. The Doom is just like, Tinker always has to be scared. If he BOTs to a lane, he's like, I don't know if Doom's going to be here. So he has to resort to farming Ancients. Like, look at Hani's position.
Silence found No Tail. We'll go in now with the Doom top lane, and those crits. This guy's a crit lord. He got like a
Doom?
Double or triple crit there.
And birds. Well, now Hani can farm safely, though.
Yeah.
So
that's like honestly good for Hani. I feel it's almost good for Fnatic overall.
Yeah.
Just because you know you're safe for the next like 2 minutes or so.
Still pretty brutal.
Almost.
Poor No Tail.
It's okay if he dies though. While this was happening, Resolution does solo Roche. Well, had a little help, I guess, but pretty much could do it by himself with the Necrobook and the Forged Spirits.
Finally be Mag's mech. That's pretty dang late. 22 minutes in.
And it's not like he has a whole lot else. Just boots and the Soul Ring.
I think they need some sort of lockdown though for the Ember, like an Orchid or a Sheep or something soon.
That's where they have Doom, but there's 2 heroes that desperately need to be doomed. And it looks like Trixie is going Linken's as well.
Okay.
I wonder what, I mean, I don't really see what else it could be. Scythe?
Yeah, I think it has. Or some people get Manta versus Orchid, but you don't even know if he's going Orchid.
He hasn't made any move towards one yet. Oh, Trixie hunting the familiars a bit. Not going to commit to them. But Fnatic have just done a good job of farming the map and keeping up all their heroes. The Ember, the Tinker are sucking up most of the farm, but still you've got the core items out on Era. No-Tail really doesn't need items. And Fly, Midas has been up. Actually didn't even see him get one, but well on his way to an Aghanim Scepter.
I did not see his Midas either. Well, I spoke of the Midas advantage, but I guess it's only 2 to 1.
Well, there's also Devour, so it's you could say it's maybe 3 to 1.
AO goes on bottom, but it whiffs by a long shot. What was that, buddy?
Dire's top
Well,
tower is under attack.
you can have the eggs, but if the ults aren't hitting,
Radiant's bottom
we'll
tower
see.
is
Not
under
out, not
attack.
out yet. And meanwhile, Empire, the smoke gank on the tower will work, but Fnatic find a trade of their own. They'll take a tier 1. So a tier 1 for a tier 1. Both teams' safe lanes have fallen. Just a fair exchange of pieces here, and now the push continues for Empire. Feeling confident with the Necro 3, the Aegis up, that they can force something, but can they actually? The prep begins now. Hani starts laying down the marks of machines, and Empire continue to march forward. Pretty nice clump here. Another Ancient Apparition ult. This one also only going to hit, well, it hits 2 heroes. Is it enough?
I don't think so.
Doesn't seem like it.
Hani's not in position to go again, and he has like no one up there to tank up for him, and Glyph's already down. They don't really want to take a fight though. Resolution has his Aegis.
Missiles come through, and Empire take a tier 2.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And it looks like they're going to defend their own tier 2. So a nice win for Empire. Now the Invis Doom's on the hunt. And he does spot out Trixie, but Trixie's got some backup in tow here. Shadowblade going to end very soon, and Silent thinks twice about it. He comes around from the backside, and oh, he's been spotted. That's not good. That's not good for anyone. Most certainly not Silent, as 4 Fnatic heroes suddenly pop out of the trees and just converge on him.
Nice positioning by Fnatic there. They had a sentry, so in case he does come in and scout, then they will find him, and they were in the tree line, so he pretty much had no way of knowing.
Yeah, Aegis still 3 minutes to go on it. Mag will push through the bottom lane, and Resolution just farms the enemy woods, but Fnatic doing a nice job of finding trades, not taking fights while the Aegis is up, and still keeping their farm up. Very even game in terms of the farm for the carries, and then you look at the other heroes, and Fnatic are just way on top for their 3 and 4 position heroes. Always want to fly. Blade Mail's out, and Ember's in, and Hofine always want to fly. Gets the kill. Trixie jumping forward. They might cost them a Centaur, though. BKB comes out for Resolution. It's enough to secure the kill. 1 for 1, but they do lose a more important hero in the Centaur.
Trixie almost connecting with the Sleight of Fist bolus on Invoker, but even with that, it wouldn't have killed him. He had like 600 HP, and he has an Aegis to boot, so not really that close to killing him. Double smokes coming out on Treant Protector. He has his Blink Dagger, so even he's not doing that poorly. Fly, how's he doing on his Scepter? He just needs 1,200 gold. Band score.
Trixie, he wants to commit here, but the bolus gets stolen. Thrown back the other way, and Trixie, not yet dropping the Remnant, wants to chase forward and then port out, and while he's busy doing that, he gets doomed. Definitely blessed as well. H Apparitional will clip Fang's score 1 for 1, but they've lost their Ember in the process, and not a good trade.
Yeah, now double BKBs coming out on Empire. Do they really have that much versus BKB? Overgrowth and March as damage tools. Ember does minor damage. So
Feels like Fnatic have the much better lineup just to, well, equally good lineup at least to, oh, see a TP get cancelled here. Hani, he'll think better of it, retreats out. And now they look to defend their tower. The Glyph isn't available, and in comes No-Tail, drops the Overgrowth. It's a nice one. There's a triple Centaur stomp. Double edge follow-up, Ancient Apparitional, everything hits on 3. But then the back, the wall, and the counter initiation is here. Suddenly Flies on the run. That Scepter on the Visage doing a lot of heavy lifting. 3 heroes dead. One of them from the earlier engagement. That's your Ember. No Trixie to follow up on that Overgrowth. They really needed him there. Now Hani turns around, throws his life away. Your lone survivor is Era.
that was a really nice initiate, but Empire knew they could take a fight. Empire, they had the Aegis on the Invoker, and there was no Ember. Maybe if Ember had buyback, he actually did have buyback. Maybe if he had bought back, that would have been a different fight, especially since Doom was still on cooldown. But without it, I think Fnatic should have just let that fall, unless they took massive amounts of damage from March and from the Rockets. I haven't really seen Tinker do that much. He has a Dagon 5 already, but has he used it on anyone?
Dagon 5 is, what is it, like an 8k gold item? It's ridiculously expensive. That's a Scythe and another item of some kind, or the makings of your next one. I definitely think late game Dagon Tinker is strong, but is it the first item you want to go for?
Typically, no.
It looks like their thinking is we have this amazing assassination lineup. We can just find kills all around the map with Centaur Blink and all our long-range jumps, but... Well, they will find one here in Silent.
Not versus BKBs, though. That's the thing.
And maybe not versus Pipe Mech either. Mag's got the Pipe coming out soon. He's pretty resilient against it.
And Nullfield. And Gravekeeper's Cloak. So they have a lot of spells to deal with it.
They're all just tanky at the end of the day. Like, nobody's an easy kill here.
Yeah, even Resolution on the Invoker, typically you think of Invoker as a very easy target, but he has 1900 HP. That's a lot. That's a lot for him.
And the BKB, so...
Yeah. He's huge.
Well, I guess Fnatic, since he's gone for Dagon 5, probably they need to wait for Hani to farm a Scythe. Maybe he goes straight E-Blade, but that seems rather questionable.
Yeah, I think Scythe is better. Scythe is just better in most situations.
It's just never a bad item, especially on Tinker.
Right. That pipe is already completed, though. Roshan going to respawn. We'll see in about a minute's time. Doombringer, like the threat of is enough for Fnatic to play pretty carefully. Like Trixie is still pretty scared out. They have to buy sentries all around the map, and they're just constantly on the hunt and scared of Doom.
Uh-oh. Resolution once again finding the solo kills. Fly will fall. Resolution BKB. TP out. Only thing to stop that would be No-Tail, who was actually not too far away, but wasn't close enough. These CIS Invokers, first it was Scandal, and now it's Resolution. Just walking around the map, just killing people on their own. Making the plays.
Yeah, Quasi-Exort is so good for that. And Necro for No-Tail, taking a lot of damage inside base.
Silent, great BKB counter initiation here. Not using the Doom just yet. Lets Era get off his ultimate and then continues pursuit. Well, Era's not going to live through this. Maybe they even find Trixie if he sticks around. Ember's going to look to turn the fight, though. Era still alive for the time being, and Trixie delivers. Era going down. He will go down. Resolution with smiley faces all over the place.
He was killing Treant Protector in base.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, just with his minions, too. Not even himself.
No-Tail is not happy.
He missed the Sunstrike, too. I watched him dodge Sunstrike. I thought the kill was over, but then he kept chasing.
Oh, the Familiars are going to drop here. They continue chasing. Oh, no, he's going to fight. Just get bashed by the Ember. However, Trixie has a harder time getting out of this one. Now he gets Cold Snap, Chain Stun down, and, well, still alive, but the Stolen Flame Guard helps keep him alive. Vangscore dies to the cleave. Resolution loses a huge chunk of health, and in the end, it's a 4 for 3. And that's including the tree dying in the well, I guess.
That's the second time Resolution has tried to use Tornado as a finisher. He used it on Hani, which secured the kill, but that time it bought enough time for Sleight of Fist to cool down and get a return kill on the Rubik. Not sure if he actually crit him. It didn't look like it, but still. Well, Tinker will be going EV. Screw the Hex.
Definitely the more exciting build. Can't
Yes.
argue with that. So the E-Blade does synergize very nicely with the Ancient Apparition ult.
It's not exciting when he dies, though.
It's exciting if he gets the kills.
Yeah, they have so much burst. It's
and the Centaur.
insane.
It's a lot of burst.
Yeah. If someone like takes a crit from Ember Spirit, they can easily die to Dagon 5. Well, Roshan will respawn in 1.5 minutes after the death, and it looks like they will see it. They have the courier there, Captain Coco the Courageous. He's pink too. Cool.
Oh, it's got a nickname in
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Russian.
Can you read it? Can you decipher?
Oh,
Please.
obviously. Something, something, Empire. There you go. Translation complete.
Resolution does have all his spells up. Wow, he has a Scythe of Vice too, so AAO will fly out. It will go on Roshan. I think this may be the key for Empire to just take Roshan out right now, though, without the threat of AA Ultimate.
Well, we were wondering if Invoker is... We were discussing, like, is it worth giving up Lycan to get a hero like Invoker? And me and Fog were thinking probably not, but maybe it's worth it to give up the Ember, because Resolution has been doing... I mean, the Ember's been doing a lot. Resolution has been doing even more so far.
Yeah, but it's a safe lane Ember too, which I think is a little bit weaker than mid Ember.
Yeah.
So, it's still debatable. I would say it's not worth it, personally.
He is farmed, though, this Ember. Crystallis out. Daedalus on the way. And that's the point where if you don't kill him very quickly at the start of the fight, I mean, we saw what happened there. The Visage had like a solid 300 plus health Just died to one Sleight of Fist cleave damage. That's without a crit. That's only with a few heroes, or with 2 heroes and like a few creeps there. Here comes Arrow. He'll look for an opening, but there's a Sentry Ward here. They lift him up, toss him right back down, but he gets off a BKB. And are they gonna Doom this? No.
Oh, he had a cast it. I saw the green light up around the Doom, but didn't get it off in time. I think
Ding,
it's
ding,
worth
ding,
it.
ding, ding.
I think it's worth it
Not
for the
in
kill
time.
on him.
And Resolution is once again hunting for these solo kills. This guy. I love this aggressive stance from him. But I don't think he'll find one this time. Fnatic, they're playing it safe. 5 heroes grouped up mid. Between the Doom and the Invoker, you've just got 2 heroes who can run around and kill almost anyone by themselves. It's like playing against Riki in a low-level pub game.
I don't think he gets any move speed, though, from Ghost Walk. Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, it's only level 4.
Not enough Wex. Here he goes.
So let's find Trixie, though, and...
If he had Cold Snap invoked, maybe, but with Alacrity, he can't pop the Lincolns in time.
Yeah. And even if he invoked it, then he wouldn't have any follow-up nukes to kill him, so... I don't know if the Necro 3 and Scythe is enough as of yet.
If he didn't have Lincolns, I think it would be, but without it, no.
Resolution will farm the Ancients here. Continues to get items. I guess Boots of Travel, probably the next big pickup. We'll see what he goes for. Empire. AC up on the Doom. They are getting quite big on their 2 cores. They've got good items on these utility heroes. The Pipe's now out, but now they might try to go high ground. And if they do, it's against an Ember
Rubik has
with Daedalus.
Rubik has a Stampede, too. Didn't notice that pickup.
Oh, Sleight of Fist, clearing out the wave pretty nicely. Now the March. That pushing into this combination is just such a pain in the rear.
Is Stampede based on Centaur strength or Rubik strength?
Probably Rubik's. It says based on the Windrunner, Warrunner strength, but
Yeah, probably. I would assume Rubik, but there could be some weird interaction.
there's other spells like that you can steal, right? And then I think it's always been based on the Rubik's. Well, Shadow Fiend ult is based on the Shadow Fiend souls, but I don't know actually. I guess it could go either way.
Yeah, it doesn't do that much damage anyways. He has, what, 43 strength compared to Centaur's 98, so... And the multiplier's not that great.
Smoke up from Empire. They're so close to catching Fly. The Scythe's there, and the immediate jump in. Fly living armor, not enough. He does get off his ultimate on 2, but... Well, it's annoying, but I don't know if it's sufficient. Ember, cleaving through.
Goodness, that's a lot of damage. He has his BKB and his Aegis. He is fine. 3 minutes left on the Aegis. That is a Scepter to A ultimate, but...
About to wear off.
Yeah, not enough.
Silent, just prowling around in Invis, and Empire looking to push through mid now. They'll start clearing out the wave. The triple familiars get resummoned, and down the middle lane they shall go.
I like the Vlad's pickup from Always Wanna Fly. They already have the AC on Doom, and extra armor is always nice to deal with Sleight of Fist.
Yeah, but then there's the magic damage from Tinker, so there's just like no easy solution. That stolen Centaur ult gets popped. Everybody run around quickly, but don't go in, because we don't really want to. Meanwhile, Mag, caught out a bit too far. Thought he had his team with him. He did not, and that's an important kill. Fnatic will end the push. Now the Darkseer dead for 60 seconds.
Yeah, the Darkseer has been very underwhelming this game.
Mag is normally one of, maybe not the most flashy player on the team, but it's very rare Mag is like a bad game.
Yeah,
Normally he's had at least a decent one.
I'd say he's pretty consistent.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Play-Doh forums, a bastion of accurate information. It depends. Like you can tell if it's like a legit poster and knows what he's talking about, or
Radiant's top tower
oh,
is
the
under
staffs.
attack.
Well, the staff are all Ice Frog anyway. So
Everybody's Ice Frog.
thank you, Brian, as always. K-pop Tosa's working the long shift here and still bringing the knowledge. We appreciate it. Now the E-Blade comes out.
It's a lot of damage. A
Yeah.
lot of deeps.
Imagine you throw the double edge on top of this, the Ancient Apparition ultimate,
And even Icy Vortex, too.
oh yeah. Well, if he's in range for that, which
So that's a lot of damage. I think that's really underestimated. 30% more damage, pretty much.
and they don't even like need it anyway. Just the E-Blade Dagon alone was devastating.
Yeah.
Sure, some of these Empire heroes are tanky, but
So Goldgraph is almost at dead even. Who would you give the edge to?
I just think it depends on what kind of fight it is. Like if it's
If
a
you
big
had to choose a
5v
winner. Choose a winner right now.
I'd give Fnatic an edge.
Okay. I was going to say Fnatic, too.
Well, definitely now I give Fnatic an edge. Easy team fight victory, it looks like. Resolution
Aegis.
caught out. But Trixie, he eats the Doom. He got off the... No, he didn't get off the Flame Guard. Now, in comes the tree ult to start things off. Connects on 2. Trixie just right-clicking for all he's worth, but the Doom is just hammering him to death. Now in comes the Familiars. Trixie dropping low. They don't get off the deny. Arrow will be next. They've lost 2. And meanwhile, Hani's just waiting on the periphery of the fight. Has not gone in yet. They get off a Centaur Stomp. The Ember actually bought back for this. He needs to get out of here quickly, though. They don't have the follow-up damage. Trixie almost going down there on the buyback. Oh, he might still. Cold Snaps there. And Trixie, with this dieback, may have just cost his team a lane of racks. Dead for 100 seconds. Hani's going to go down as well. Oh, Hani's got to be furious with Trixie.
So much for our prediction. Jeez. Well, that was a lot of death, and Ember is down for 80 seconds. Tinker is still up, though, but I don't really think that he can hold off by himself.
They have Mag here. They have Pipe going down in 25 seconds. They have the Mag. Ancient Apparition's up in 12. Actually, I think they can defend.
It was a nice catch, but them going on the Aegis Bearer was just a little bit too much. It revealed Ember's positioning, allowed him to get doomed right there on the spot, and that was a lot of gold down the drain. Net worth, recap, 9,000? Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of gold down the drain.
It's a lot of swing.
It's a lot of swing.
Yeah, that was just an awkward angle to engage into. The one hero, like you said, the one hero they found was the Aegis carrier. If he didn't have Aegis, that's definitely a teamfight win for Fnatic. But
and they were all uphill.
Yeah, and the heroes that they wanted to kill first were the ones uphill who had the opportunity to counter-initiate. So just a really bad angle for Fnatic and a really good one for Empire.
And Empire should definitely have Roshan in control too. Fnatic, they can't take a fight. It's too risky without buyback on Tinker.
Both cores. The Ember bought back and died again as well.
I would say Tinker's more important than Ember in terms of base defense, even though I think Ember probably does slightly more damage in team fights.
Well, Ember is also... Sleight of Fist is pretty safe to defend with, but if they just like Force Staff in or Blink in and Hex you, you can still get caught. And they've got ways to break that Lincoln Sphere as well, so...
Yeah.
The Tinker can just spam March from way farther back. But we will see. For now, Resolution pushing in the bottom lane. The Doom picks up a heart. Empire are gearing up for the base siege, getting the big tank items. And at this point, maybe they wait for the next Roche. About to respawn. 2 minutes to go. Set the clock. Set your watch by it. Empire, they'll look for the Roche, and then
they have a pretty small window. I think it's like a minute and a half, like in between the Tinker's buyback and the Aegis being taken down.
He played Dagon to kill off these Force Spirits. At which point, Resolution jumps in, throws out a Deafening Blast. The Scythe is there, though. BKB on top of it. Hasn't even used his Necro 3. Now it comes out. He is really far out. Fnatic are just going to look to turn this around, and they catch him. They pop him.
He hesitated too long on the TP. Had he TP'd like half a second earlier, he would have lived. The Overgrowth already came out, and that's the only way to stop him.
That was he's been going for big solo pickoffs, but every other time he's done it, he's somewhat seen where the other heroes are.
Yeah,
and this time he does it without his team's backup and way off on his own.
And right next to the T3.
Yeah.
So.
Like, he did that before, like right around here. I think it was on the Apparition, but he had 3 allies backing him up. This time, he just does it on his own.
And that time, Tinker had his he was in ethereal form when he got hexed too.
Couldn't focus him down with the right clicks. Well, Fnatic now making their move for Roche. They're just hoping this Invoker has screwed his team over. The only hero with buyback, as it turns out, and no Roche up. Just not Fnatic's day in that regard.
Not their day indeed. But Empire doesn't know that. They don't know that Roshan is down.
Well, they don't seem to be too worried about it. Silence actually hiding top, and you might find Hani here. In the trees, still just lurking. Could have killed him, but I guess wasn't sure exactly where he went to. Does not have too much vision around the tree line. Now Hani rotates bottom. Probably will work towards a Scythe of Ice next. 42 minutes, no Scythe on Tinker. Very unusual, but they'll find bank score. This Observer Ward well played.
Wow. Two-shot.
Assassinate him. Now the Centaur coming through. No Blink Stomp follow-up, and is Roche up yet? Oh, it's about to be. They might walk in here, check it, see it's not up, and just not check. Oh, that's such bad luck. Oh my goodness. Are they sticking around for this?
And Empire now knows it's up because he used Sunstrike to check.
Wow, Fnatic. Really not their day.
I don't
really not their
They
day.
don't really have that great of a Roshan lineup anyways. It wouldn't have been terribly fast Oh, Silent. Is he going to get the Doom off?
Yeah, he wants to, but No Tail goes invis. Trixie, Lincoln Sphere gets broken. Now they doom him. BKB comes out, and Silent just starts going to work, but there's a nice overgrowth from No Tail. Buys them time to retreat. Might pay, but well worth it to keep him alive. Look at the right clicks.
I don't know. I still think they can chase him.
This Invoker's hitting very hard. Trixie, Doom has worn off now. Now he just needs to find a way out, and he'll zip right out. All the way back to mid. Throws out a Sleight of Fist, an angry one at Vank's score.
That was so close. He sheeped him like right as his Lincoln's cooldown. Like, wow. Amazingly close.
Good play from No Tail. Definitely saved the Ember there, who, remember, did not have buyback. It would have been like a minute at that point if he died there.
I think Fnatic needs a gem.
They can Sleight of Fist from the high ground here. This will be very annoying. HM Brishnell coming in. Sleight of Fist comes through. Does he manage to steal the Aegis? Oh, ports into the pit. Snatches the Aegis. Trixie Dota, ladies and gentlemen. Finally a huge play. Now they go to work. And, well, with Hani on the high ground, this looks to be rather rough, but there's a vacuum back in. The wall for a mag, it just might be enough to turn the fight around. Now Hani dropping low. Also without the buyback for 35 seconds. Ember still finding the kills, though a stop. Resolution gets quickly eliminated. And now it's nothing but familiars. It's a team wipe. Era with the triple kill. Trixie with the huge Aegis snatch. And now Fnatic. It should just be a death march down mid. How many
Trixie
buybacks?
got the cheese too?
Wow. I didn't even see that. I think nobody grabbed it because they were all busy trying to get kills at that point.
Oh my goodness.
Because he had Aegis. The Aegis
Team fight
expired.
recap.
Team fight recap, please. There you go.
6.
Fnatic won by a lot. That's a 5-digit experience win for them.
I think that pretty much seals. It should be the nail in the coffin, though. That's such a devastating fight.
They'll have everyone except for Invoker in 15 seconds, and they do have Doom up, and Rex aren't down yet. There's the buyback from the Darkseer, and they might actually defend. Ow.
Still, Empire, they were winning fights before with the Aegis, and without it, I don't think they can win, especially with the cheese on Trixie, and now their buybacks have cooldown too. So.
As long as he, and as long as he leaves a Remnant here, he could buy back as well. So, Silent, Doom comes out on Trixie, but now the Centaur ult immediately lets him get out to safety. No Tail blinks in, doesn't go for the overgrowth. He waits, he bides his time. Bank score dropping low as well. Now the overgrowth comes out, well placed by No Tail once again, and Trixie just comes in with the right clicks. He's tanking for now, and now he jumps forward. There's your Remnant into the fight. Sleight of Fist is there immediately. I think he missed on the Siri chains, though. As always, want to fly immediately retreats out. Now Mag zapped down by Hani. More buybacks. This one from the Visage, but they've lost everybody. The Invoker is still dead for 20 seconds. The Doom, no buyback available. The Darkseer, no buyback available. And this should be it. Fnatic, they've done it. 34-27, 45 minutes in. I think this is game. They could take 2 lanes of Rex, rotate top. Don't think they'll go for the throne here, and from that point, Empire have a very low percentage.
I wonder how this game would have turned out if Roshan had respawned just like 2 seconds earlier, and Fnatic had gone into the pit instead.
You think maybe Empire are the ones who jumped them
yeah,
and took the game?
I know. That's what I'm thinking.
Got to give Trixie a lot of credit though. There was a lot of traffic to wade through to get that Aegis, and he pulled it off.
Eyes on the prize, man.
Yeah. Well, Trixie, he's such a boomer bust player, and finally,
are they going to switch roles though?
I don't know. Like you said, maybe it's just a hero thing.
This was super successful though. Era's
off lane seemed way more stable than Trixie's, but look at the damage. Oh my goodness, the E-Blade Dagon, just taser after taser being launched out at Empire. Well, the Empire's no match for this Rebel Army's weaponry.
So does Fnatic have a chance at the playoffs?
I think so, but it's relatively low chance. I think they're 7-5.
Oh, they lost 5. That's unfortunate.
That's like like everyone has to trade pretty evenly, kind of thing. I'm pretty sure Fnatic does not control their own destiny, though. Maybe someone else can confirm that for me. Resolution gets caught out. Ancient Apparition is there, but he BKBs. Overgrowth holds him in place. Then one more Sleight of Fist just ends his day. Mag should fall next. Hani says, no, this one's mine, boys. Throws out the E-Blade. Dagon's first this time, misses on the E-Blade. Won't matter. GG. Empire getting farmed in there. Well, another loss for Empire. They've really struggled. They were the kings of Europe for some time, but as of late, I say struggle, they're losing to good teams, but they're no longer that titan that they were a week or 2 ago. Wow. Well, maybe more like 2 weeks ago.
Fnatic might be back too. Liquid was doing really well, and now Fnatic too. Everyone's back. Everyone really wants that TI4 invite, I suppose.
I feel like Fnatic's one of those teams that just when they're not practicing, when they've taken a long break, you see like their their B, C grade performance, and as they ramp up towards the LAN final, towards the TI4 or major event, that's when like they actually bring their A game. Because right after TI3, they were just atrocious. But then you look a few months later, and they're at the EMS LAN finals. They went to D2L. They finished second place at both of those. They finished second place at Dream League. They had a really good run, and then they kind of fell off after Starladder Season 8, and now they seem to be on their way back up. Then
so streaky, very
streaky team. Well, we have our standings here. Empire, they've already secured their berth. Alliance is in the running, but Roxkiss could surpass them. Cloud9 could surpass them. Na'Vi could surpass them. So there's also a chance that Alliance does not qualify.
Wait, who's Roxkiss's last match versus?
They have to play Cloud9 and Empire. They have to play Empire. But Empire's already in, so they can afford to lose out.
Interesting.
Well, with that being said, guys, this was our 4th match of the day. We've got 6 total. We have 2 more coming up. We'll take a quick break. You've been watching Beyond the Summit presentation of Starladder Season 9. I'm LD, he's Merlini, and we've been joined by K-Pop-Tosis as well. Be sure to follow everyone on Twitter, twitter.com/K-Pop-Tosis, twitter.com/MerliniDota, and twitter.com/LDDota for yours truly. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back with more Starladder.